Good morning. So, hey, excuse me. Good morning. Do you ever feel guilty for being happy? Or for wanting to be happy? Or for making choices that make you happy? Do you wonder if it's important? It is important. And that's what we're going to talk about today. On Brewing Happiness, we're going to talk about the importance of being happy and how being happy makes you a better citizen of the world. That's right. Good morning. If you're here on the replay, hey, leave me a note. Let me know that you're here. I'd love to get a heart or an emoji from you. Anyway, I'm Tina Ann. This is Brewing Happiness. So grab you a cup of your favorite brew, some coffee, some tea, some hot cocoa. And let's talk today about living joy is giving joy, right? This is my saying in life that we are not to feel guilty, that there's no reason, that there is not only no reason not to feel guilty about being happy or making choices that make you happy, but in fact, it's your responsibility. That in fact, choosing things that make you happy, living authentically and true to yourself and your own passions is exactly what is needed to make the world a better place. So that's what we're going to talk about today. Let's talk. Happiness, right? Seriously, you have responsibilities. You have a tough life. We can't just go around trying to be happy all the time, right? Yes, you can. As Buddhist monk and psychologist Jack Kornfield once said in an interview, cultivating a joyful spirit can actually help not only us, but the people around us, especially when things are hard. Our gift to the world comes as much through our being, our presence, our smile, our touch, our sense of possibility, and the mystery of human life as it does in the specifics of what we do. Right? It's a lovely sentiment that your happiness is your gift to the world. And in fact, it's supported by science, right? Study after study show that well-being, positive mood, contentedness, gratitude, gratefulness for a happy life, right? Benefits those in our social sphere. Whether we're talking about our families, our co-workers, our friends, society at large. When we're happy, we're better at all those relationships, right? We're better partners in any relationship. We're more kind. We're more helpful. We're more productive in our workplace. Being happy is good for you and good for everyone else as well. As one study found, happier people are more likely to care about the problems of the world, right? To take action to alleviate suffering, to work to make the world a better place. And isn't that what we talk about all the time on this show? That we are like-minded people wanting to make the world a better place. And you can make this is the great dichotomy. This is the great paradigm of happiness, right? Is that your pursuit and choosing of your own passion, your own purpose, your own happiness is the biggest gift and the best way that you can help the world. When you're happy, you're an inspiration. I like to call it a happiness ambassador. When you walk around with a smile on your face and a cheerful countenance, throwing out compliments, throwing out cheer wherever you go, little sparks of joy are flying off of you, and they are contagious, my friends. And they are being picked up by all the people around you. Everyone wants to be around someone who's radiating happiness. So you can either be someone seeking that happiness to revolve around, or you can be the one radiating happiness. Right? Anyway, happier people more likely to help the world, right? They have more personal energy. They have more personal investment in the goodness of the world, and that's why they do it. Another study in Germany found happier people tend to be more involved citizens, right? They voted, they volunteered, they participated in community activities because they're optimistic and they trust each other, right? And one more study in Latin America found happier people tend to vote more, right? And that happiness was the cause of their voting more, not the other way around, not the effect of voting, but they vote because they're happy, because they're invested, because they understand that we play a role in the whole world's happiness, not just our own. Okay. So the good news is, or the other side of that is, our well-being is, or our happiness is contagious in social circles. This is one of the best facts that I have ever come across, right? Researchers Nicholas Christakis and James Fowler found that in social networks, happiness can be contagious up to 3 degrees of separation. 3 degrees of separation from its initial source. That's you. That means when you are happy, the people who are around you, your family, your friends, your immediate circle of contacts, they tend to be happier too. But in addition to that, their friends tend to be happier. And the friends of your friends' friends, 3 degrees of separation. There's you, there's your friends, there's your friends' friends, and the friends of your friends' friends. People you don't even know, the ripple effect, the butterfly effect. Your being happiness. You are sending out shoots of joy, inspiration, are touching people and infecting them and causing them to spray happiness around them as well. It's an awesome responsibility, right? Happiness contagion is what they call it. It can happen in schools. One study found that students involved, or that a student's individual well-being, his individual happiness at the end of the school year, depended on how happy and satisfied his classmates were. This happens in homes and in workplaces. You know the theory of the 5 people. You are whatever. You make as much money. You're as happy. You're as socially connected. It doesn't matter. Whatever it is, you're as whatever. Good morning, Debbie. It doesn't matter. The 5 people that you hang out with the most are going to influence you, right? And so if you are looking for happiness, just remember that the people you hang out with are influencing your happiness, and you get to be that influencer. You can decide if you're someone looking for happiness to be around to glom onto, or you are the happiness ambassador. You are the spreader of happiness all around you. And in fact, like I said, it's not about you. It's about you lifting up the general happiness quotient in the room. Why? How is this? Right? How does this work? Well, turns out that a couple of things. Number one, energy. We talk about energy. We all attune, right? In a room full of people, we all kind of attune. And if you are joy at the top of the food chain, right? When you have joy, you're lifting up the moods. You're lifting everyone around you. And it turns out that in addition to that, whether you want to call it energy or whatever, our brains are attuned to the emotions of the people around us. It's complex, right? We got a complex neural system kind of going on here, but sometimes it's called the mirror neurons. We experience the feelings of others inside of ourselves. Ever been around someone crying and pretty soon you were crying too? Or been around someone laughing and then you were laughing too? It's the same idea, right? It's why when we smile, we make others smile. When we laugh, we make other people laugh. In person, online, doesn't matter. Good feelings spread, right? And this is why it's so important to not just for yourself, to monitor and maintain a happy countenance, to find a place where you can be accepting of your life and content with what you have. Because it's not just you, right? You're impacting everyone around you and everyone around them and everyone around them and everyone around them. 3 degrees of separation. And, you know, our well-being, how happy we are, helps us bond with others. It's about, we keep talking about, it's all about relationships. Number 1 and number 2 factors in longevity of life. Not about if you smoke, what you eat, how much you exercise. Important. 4, 5, and 6, right? Number 1 and number 2, the number of human interactions and the quality of those human interactions that you maintain as you move through life determine your longevity. People who are interacting and happy. Now, let's just understand for 1 second. I'm going to talk about math and the bell curve. If you understand a normal distribution or the bell curve, it says data flows in right here, which means 2/3 of the data is right in the center in the average, and 1/3 is in the trailing out. So you can be not part of the group and still the statistics are still holding, right? I don't know if this matters to you, but I see everything in numbers and pictures of numbers. We used to talk about our problems in words, then in numbers, then in pictures of numbers. I jump right to pictures of numbers. Anyway, when we are isolated, when good relationships, we're all a little isolated with the pandemic, right? We're all a little more isolated, coming back out, but a little more isolated than normal life, right? So we find out that even as we're isolated, maintaining these relationships, offering love, care, connection, we need that. We need it in these difficult times, right? We need it even more now. And taking care of our own well-being, right? Assuming the mantle of happiness ambassador and heading out there, right? Helps us maintain those relationships in a myriad of ways. Number one, keeping anger and tension at bay, right? Less stressful. The happier you are, hopefully the less stress you have, and that just makes you nicer. That's just kind of fact of life, right? In one experiment, they found that when they showed happy pictures of other people, they felt better about their relationship. In another experiment, people expressing greater positive feelings, people who talked about positivity, tended to have more satisfying, less contentious marital discussions. They say, in my book, Happiness Hacks, he talks about relationships. You're looking for a 5-to-1 relationship to make sure that your relationships move forward. 5 positive interactions for every negative one. Think about that. How are you contributing to those positive interactions to keep things moving forward? In a large review of a bunch of these kinds of studies, right? Authors Shannon Moore, Ed Diener, and Kenneth Tan suggest several possible ways that good feelings contribute to relationship building. It's very simple. It's very straightforward. Happy people are more likely to engage with others and are more social. You go to the grocery, let's just use a very simple example of going to the grocery store. You go to the grocery store kind of in a bad mood, and frankly, I'm always in a bad mood at the grocery store. I hate grocery shopping, but that's another story. I put on my happy face because that's who I am, but I really don't like grocery shopping. Anyway, we'll use the grocery as the example. You're in a bad mood. You keep your head down. You don't really talk to people. You just move through the aisles, get your stuff, and you're out, right? You're done. No happiness is happening. No interaction is happening. No moving the ball forward. No spreading of joy is happening there. But when you're happy, your head's up and you're smiling at people. And you might even throw a compliment out. Ooh, nice shoes, girlfriend. Or you're just shopping bread and you're like, oh, I can't believe that bread costs $3.50 a loaf. You're just having conversations, interactions, right? Just lifting the moods of everybody around you. Happier people, when they're meeting new people, seem to find a greater sense of commonality, right? Happier people are better able to make those connections, right? You're happy. You want everybody to be happy. It's natural. And so we are more generous. We offer ourselves more generously because we're happy. And what happens? Oh, people recognize that and accept it, right? Happy people are less likely to have conflicts, right? You've prioritized your life better. You know what's worth getting upset about and what's not, hopefully, right? You don't sweat the small stuff. And you know it's all small stuff, so you let it go. And that just makes everybody's life easier, right? Happy people are better at negotiating differences, right? Again, same story. You're coming from a happy place. You can afford to be generous. You can afford to let something go. You can afford to stand tight for what you believe in, but share the wealth, right? Make a plan that everybody can be happy with. Happy people are more kind and helpful to others. Duh, right? When you're happy, you want everybody to be happy. When you feel good, you want everyone to feel good. When your life is great, you want everyone's life to be great. And when you look up around you and you see someone who needs help, a lady who needs some help with her groceries, or crossing the street, right? Any kind of help. When you're happy, you have a tendency to jump in and help. We want to be there for other people. It's part of our bond. It's part of wanting to make the world a better place, one connection at a time. These things don't really occur to us when we're not happy, because if you are in a funk, you're like this, right? You're walking around. You're not seeing much past the end of your nose. Happiness just opens your view to everybody around you. Other people find it rewarding to be around happy people. And again, I'm going back to my happiness ambassador analogy. That is, when you dub yourself, when you say, hey, I am the happiness ambassador in my crowd, it is, I'm going to be happy, and that's going to help them be happy, right? People like it. People are drawn to you. We are attracted to joy. There's just no doubt about it. We are attracted to joyful people. Everyone wants to be there around them. Everyone wants a little bit of that joy to rub up on them. They find that people that associate with cheerful people are happier, have a better sense of well-being. Again, same stuff, right? Same things we're talking about. Happiness is contagious. When you're around happy people, you are happier. The effect of one person's happiness influence another person's mood, which boosts another person's mood. And you are just sending that trickle on down the line. Now, Bonnie Brony Ware is a longtime palatial caregiver. That means she took care of people at the ends of their lives, during their hospice, during their final days. And she wrote a book, a popular memoir. It's called The Top 5 Regrets of the Dying, A Life Transformed by the Dearly Departed. So she summed it up in 5 things that people regret on their deathbeds, right? And good morning, Malay. So 5 things that people regret. I wish I had the courage to live true to myself, not the life others expected of me. Well, on this show we've talked about before, the key to happiness is living authentically as you, as being the unique one and only you that you are, and bringing that in its full, glorious, spectacular messiness to the world. Just you. No one else like you, right? They said, I wish I hadn't worked so hard. Not on this list. I wish I'd spent more time with my friends and family. I wish I'd spent more time. I wish I'd spent, less time with my friends and family. I wish I had worked harder or more. It's opposite, right? I wish I hadn't worked so hard. I wish I'd had the courage to express my feelings. Part of being authentic you, right? Honest expression of your feelings. Part of happiness is telling the people around you how great they are, how much you appreciate them, how much you love being with them. Part of happiness, being the ability, if you could speak, you got the ability, but how about the courage, right? The willingness to say your truths. Let the chips fall where they may. I wish I had stayed in touch with friends. Number 4. Human connection is all there is. Sure, you can be happy all alone. I'm not saying you can't be. But we are social creatures. We are meant to support and love and care for each other. We've created societies where we're dependent on one another. We know that through the matrix of the universe that we're all connected to one another and to the divine in one divine matrix that touches everyone and every living thing, right? But it's up to you. It's up to you to keep friendships alive, to keep contacts alive, to keep relationships moving forward. Sometimes that's up to you. Sometimes we think that happens magically, but it doesn't. It happens because someone takes the effort. Someone sends a text that says, hey, friend, just thinking about you. How you doing? picks up the phone and says, hey, I just wanted to chat with you today because I miss hearing your voice. You could be the one. You could be the one picking up the phone, keeping the relationships moving up. Everyone will be grateful. Everyone is thankful and grateful for this effort. Not everyone is willing to do it. Happiness ambassador means you're willing to take on the cloak of responsibility, keep your relationships moving forward, keep your connections strong, bonded. Here's a great quote. Don't worry about what the world needs. Ask what makes you come alive and do that. Because what the world needs is people who have come alive. Howard Thurman. I love this, right? What the world needs is people who have come alive, who have awakened, who have accepted the mantle of happiness and are willing to carry that light out into the world and share it and spread it. That's who I'm talking to today. That's who you are, I'm assuming, if you're watching this show. So, I want you to remember your happiness is a gift. It's a gift you give, and it is a gift that keeps on giving because it causes a ripple of joy that moves out endlessly. Think about this. You're happier. You make your 3 levels of friends. You, your friends, your friends' friends, your friends' friends' friends. But now they're happier, so now they're making their friends' friends happier. And they're making their friends' friends happier. And pretty soon you've started a movement, right? Your happiness is your deposit of aliveness. We said we want people who come alive. It's your deposit of aliveness in the collective experience of life. Everything that's ever happened, everything that ever will, every thought that's ever been thought, it's all out there. And which ones we connect with, which ones we make come alive in our lives and the lives of others, well, that's ours to choose, right? Your gift is choosing happiness. Your gift is avoiding that negative, low energy thinking that can pull the people around you down, and consciously, and I don't want to make it sound with effort, but consciously choosing that you're going to be that happiness in the world. Your life is what you have to offer, right? When your life is full and vibrant, when you are pursuing passions, when you are living the life you were meant to live, then you give that energy to every living thing you touch. Joy brings out the best in you, but not just you. Joy brings out the best in you and everyone you touch. Who doesn't want more joy? Give me a shout out. Who doesn't want more joy? Come on. You're a genius. Are you watching? Give me a shout out. Who doesn't want more joy? Okay, joy brings out the best in us, right? Generosity and creativity. Joy brings out your genius. Joy brings out, oh, while you share your screen. Oh, I can't see. Okay. All right. Hold. There we go. Okay. Hope I didn't lose you. I did a refresh because it's a technical thing that I keep forgetting to do that makes me not see comments. But yay. Okay, here we go. Joy brings out the best in you, right? It brings out your generosity. It brings out your creativity. It brings out your genius. Think about this. If every person on the planet were accessing their own joy, their own potential in this way, oh my God, we would solve all the problems of the whole world. Joy makes you want to fix things. It makes you want to make the world better. We could solve everything. Caring for others is a part of enlivening, coming alive, being alive. Acknowledging the others in your sphere. What is my friend Thaddeus Golis from the Lazy Man's Guide to Enlightenment, right? Sorry, I had to think about that for a minute. Anyway, in the Lazy Man Guide to Enlightenment, he says, love is simply being in the same space with another being, right? Without impinging on them. When you feel alive and happy, you want that for everyone else, right? You want that to be everyone. It's so good. You want it to be that good for everybody. And you begin to see the exponentiality. I'm not sure if that's a word. You see the exponential results of your happiness, right? Again, not just you. Your happiness flies out, touches all the people around you. They touch the people around them. They touch the people around them. They touch the people around them. Oh my gosh, we're like a freaking happiness whirlish derby. Whirling dervish, sending out that stuff everywhere. So you understand that. Once you start into this, you understand that your happiness leads to their happiness, which what does it? Comes back to you because you're one of the people in their sphere. So it's not just a giving situation. You're giving so that they have more to give back. Sounds selfish. That's the whole point. That's the whole thing that's the whole point I want to make and overcome. Right? Being happy is not selfish. It's your responsibility. It's not just that the universe says it's okay for you to be happy. It says, I demand for you to be happy so that you can find and fulfill your passion and purpose. Oh, I'm big on that. Today. All right. Frankly, every conflict on the globe could be resolved if we were all oriented towards our own happiness. That's my story, and I'm sticking to it. That's what I believe. So, quick recap. Happiness, being happy, pursuing happiness, choosing your own happiness is not something for you to feel guilty about. It is not selfish. It is not you are taking your eye off the ball. It is the ball. It's the only ball. It's the only game there is. You being who you were born to be, doing what you were born to do, so happy that you are doing what you were born to do, that you can't help but enliven and enrich everyone you come in contact with. I don't know about you, but that is my goal in life. I hope for you too, and I hope this show is a little bit of help in helping us remember and having the tools and the tricks to bring it to reality, to bring our happiness to the forefront, live a life of joy. And I'll just go back to remembering what I titled the show today. Living joy is giving joy. Your job is living joy. Go out and do your job today. All right. Till tomorrow. Make it happy.